Hong Kong is hit by the most powerful tropical cyclone of the year. This hotel was hit by a storm surge, flooding the lobby.
At least 17 people are dead in Taiwan after Typhoon Ragasa forced a lake to burst its banks. It's now hit mainland China, where 2 million people have been evacuated.
Now, wild winds and heavy rain are battering Hong Kong and southeastern China right now with the arrival of Super Typhoon Ragasa. It has already stormed through northern Philippines and southern Taiwan, leaving destruction and at least 3 deaths in its wake. It is blowing through Hong Kong right now and Shenzhen, where Debbie is waiting to talk to us. Next in its path, northern Vietnam, Laos and Thailand. Debbie, are you starting to feel the effects already where you are?
We are, Tom. I'm just standing under the edge of our building for some shelter and for our own safety, because the wind and the rain really has started to intensify in the last few hours as that hurricane-force typhoon makes its way towards the southern coast of China, with winds currently of around 140 miles an hour. This entire region, tens of millions of people are on emergency lockdown. Shenzhen is China's manufacturing and tech heartland, but it is ground to a halt with almost 500,000 people in emergency accommodation as Typhoon Ragasa approaches. And we have already seen just how powerful a storm it is as it barreled through the strait between Taiwan and the Philippines in the last 24 hours, where it caused several fatalities, widespread flooding and landslides. And the concern there, as it is now here, is for widespread coastal flooding on the Chinese mainland and across the water behind me in Hong Kong. This is typhoon season. This is the 18th typhoon of the year, but rarely do we see a shutdown on this scale of China's megacities, with flights, trains, ferries, schools all cancelled. Even the roads here in Shenzhen have been closed as we brace for what is being described as the biggest storm in the world so far this year.
Almost 2 million people have been evacuated and at least 17 people have died after a tropical cyclone battered parts of China and Taiwan. Typhoon Ragasa made landfall in southern China earlier today, bringing torrential rain and winds of up to 89 miles per hour. The storm is expected to sweep west inland over the coming hours. Our China correspondent Laura Bicker sent this report.
The typhoon unleashed a torrent of water in Taiwan. It deluged homes. Everything is destroyed, she cries. It tore down bridges and it burst dams. This is what geologists have called a tsunami in the mountains. Some had to cling to whatever they could to avoid being swept away. Even heavy vehicles were carried off by the floodwater. Nobody expected it to be so serious here, she says. Even if you were to run, you wouldn't be able to escape in time. In Hong Kong, tidal surges took a toll. Seawater crashed through the lobby of a popular hotel. Dozens were injured by falling debris as the storm brought this financial hub to a standstill. In southern China, the authorities issued repeated warnings to stay indoors.
This is rush hour in a city of nearly 3 million people. Authorities in China are taking this typhoon extremely seriously. And even now, as the winds begin to ease and it moves along the southern coast, weather experts are still calling this the king of storms.
The police continue to keep people away from the seafront, even as the cleanup begins. All of us prepared well, she tells us. We did everything 1 or 2 days in advance. We cut the trees and removed all dangers. Typhoons in the Western Pacific have grown in intensity in recent years. As Ragasa weakens, heavy rain follows in its wake. The fear is that the destructive march of this super typhoon may not yet be over. Laura Bicker.
The storm is now moving right across southern China. It is heading towards Vietnam and Laos, where experts are saying it should also be watched, because the fear now is the rain that will come in its wake. There are red alerts in the mountainous provinces of China for that heavy rainfall, and weather experts have told us to expect around a month's worth of rain in just a few days. Elsewhere, you saw there the issue in Taiwan. We've got rescuers are still on the ground in Taiwan. They are searching for 17 people who are missing. We've also got an update from Hong Kong, where nearly 100 people have been injured by falling debris and are in hospital getting treatment. Here in China, the storm is beginning to pass through Guangdong. Life is beginning to return to normal. Traffic is beginning to return to the roads. This has been a real test of China's preparedness once again. This year, this country has seen a number of storms. It has also seen heat waves and droughts. And when it comes to these kind of weather events, experts are saying that China should now have to prepare for more in the future.
Laura, with that update, thank you.
It is the strongest storm in the world so far this year. And Typhoon Ragasa is certainly causing devastation. After battering Taiwan and the Philippines yesterday, where it killed at least 27 people, overnight it barreled towards China and Hong Kong, since which it has swept along the coast, making landfall near the city of Yangjiang. Our Asia correspondent Debbie Edward has the latest.
Just as dawn broke in Hong Kong, the full force of Typhoon Ragasa began to rain down on the city. Waves crashed into and over its flood walls, powered by hurricane-force winds which ripped through the streets. This was the terrifying moment the storm surge shattered the glass at both sides of the Fullerton Hotel lobby, sweeping several people off their feet. Taiwan was among the first to feel the impact of this super typhoon, and throughout the day the death toll from flooding in Hualien County continued to rise. At least 17 people are confirmed to have died, many of them elderly, unable to evacuate when a lake burst its banks. This rescue worker said a shelter had been set up for those who've lost their homes. As the typhoon reached southern China, winds were still gusting more than 100 miles per hour. Within a matter of hours, the water was waist deep in the center of Macau. We were among the millions under lockdown in Shenzhen. Climate change is not increasing the number of typhoons, but it is increasing their intensity.
Typhoons get their strength from the ocean. The hotter the water, the more energy they carry. So with rising sea temperatures, these storms are hitting harder, bringing heavier downpours and stronger winds.
Another cleanup operation is underway in China's southern megacities, but they appear to have been spared the worst of this typhoon. It was Taiwan which bore the brunt, and where the aftermath will include an inquiry into why people weren't evacuated in time. Debbie Edward, ITV News, Shenzhen.